It's finally time to go over the different kinds of batting to use for our jelly roll creations, like our rugs. Now, I will say there are tons of different kinds out there. Whether you're shopping online or in stores, you're going to find various different brands and material. Often you will find the most common, you'll see cotton, that will be the most expensive, but you'll also see a polyester and then a cotton or polyester blend. So that will depend too on how it feels. So like as you can see, this one here is 100% cotton. This is a cotton polyester blend. So you can see just alone in the color that it looks different and it's going to feel different. And you can see here the size of it too is going to be different. The cotton is a lot more fluffier. So I want to talk about the rolls, the pre-cut rolls of batting that I have used myself personally and what I like using, and the two different kinds that I have gotten and how they work. So the very first one is this one. This one I had very good luck with. I recommend to everybody that this is the batting that I use. Now this, I will say, is thinner, obviously thinner than the 100% cotton, but I like it because it's not too thick. And what I mean is when you have your fabric strips and you're rolling them up, I find that with different thicknesses, it can get just a little bit more thick and harder to get together and sew. It's just a personal preference. And also that was in the beginning when I started. I have not used a different batting in a while, so I'm going to be sewing these up and showing you as well what they look like inside some fabric, so we can kind of see like what it looks like and how thick it is and how it comes together. You know, that's what I really want to dive into today. So this one here I get on Amazon. I get for everything down here. I would get these for 2 rolls for about $23, so that's about $11.50 each for these. When I first started buying the 2 packs, they were at about $9 each. So the price has gone up since I started at the beginning of about a year ago. Yeah, it was last year that I started making these. So you have that. And if you buy, there's a bunch of different brands, but this was another one, and this was the cheapest I got. So I ended up buying this, and this comes with, like, it advertises it as the tube folding the tool. It is not. It's just a large bias tape maker, and it's not the right one to use with these. It's too small. So just forewarning that if you see a blue one, it's not the one that I use. The only one that I use is the purple one, and it's the Gypsy Tube Maker, and it's specifically for the 2.5 inch wide. Now these two you can buy in 2.25 inch wide or 2.5 inch wide. I like buying them in the 2.25 inch wide. I just find that with our 2.5 inch wide fabric, it just folds up nicer, just easier to fold and go through the tube makers. That's all. Either one is perfectly fine to use. So, and just to compare to, let's see, this one's like, it's about the same size. They're both the same quantity. They're 50-yard rolls. And so this is the one that I like the best. It is a cotton polyester blend, and as is this. But I found with the cheaper one, this one here, I got into a 4-pack, which they have, you know, different ones with 2, 3, 4 packs, and the prices are very slightly, and the more you get, the cheaper it will be. So this I bought in a 4-pack for $30, and so they were $7.50 each. So that is pretty cheap for a roll of this. So that is a good starting out to do, I think. Definitely if you're not looking to spend a lot of money. Now, as for how it feels, this one here is just slightly a little bit more rougher and a little bit more thin than the one that I get, just like very slightly, I think. They're very close, but like just because I work with this one so much, I definitely could tell a difference when I bought the cheaper one, and I did not like it as much, so I went back to getting this one. So I think though, for like if I make bowls and stuff, I might do this one because it's just different in the way that the material works and how, just personal preference really. So I might use this for my bowls, and I'm going to continue using this probably for my rugs. It is the most affordable for me. Now I got new ones too. So I got the one that everybody I think knows about, usually advertised. I think there's another brand out there too, but I don't remember what that is. Like I said, there's tons. So this one here is the Basel. I hope I say that right. It's the 100% cotton. It's super soft. It's a lot more fluffy. So if you're looking for like a more squishy rug, this would probably be the way to go. But like I said, it is more expensive. It's the same quantity as the other rolls, but this one here is going to be, I bought a 2-pack and it was $55. So that's about $28 each. So that's a big increase compared to these ones here, especially if you get the real cheap one at $7.50 each. So you got $7.50 here or $28 here. So like I said, that is a big difference. And I know cost-wise, that is something to look into. And it's totally okay to use cheaper material, I think. I used to coupon. I ran a blog for over 10 years called My Mama Taught Me. And I use what you can afford. I totally approve of that, you guys. So don't feel bad if you see, like, you know, a lot of other people recommending, oh, you only have to use this, it's the best, you know. Find what works for you. Definitely find what works for you. And that's what I did here. I found this, I recommend this. I feel like it's affordable and it works very well. But again, it's personal preference. You can find what you like, definitely. Now, for the first time too, I got one of these. So this here is a Pellin, 100% cotton batting, just like that. I feel like it feels about the same texture wise. These, like I said, are 100% cotton, are softer than the polyester cotton blend. I did not get any like 100% polyester, but I think these are probably more polyester than cotton, to be honest. But I think the polyester would be more, you know, different feel. So with this one here, this is a 10-yard roll. And this one here, you would have to cut yourself. So first starting out, I did not want to cut anything. Did not want nothing to do with it. But now that I've been doing it for a while, I have come a little bit more comfortable with cutting. And so I'm like, okay, I can do this, you know. So price-wise for this one was a Pellin 10-yard board. I did the math. I figured it out. I paid $38 for this. And so if I was to cut this up and roll it up into one of these, it was going to give me about 90 yards that way. So that's almost 100. That's almost 2 of the 50 ones, 2 of these. So price-wise, that would be about $19 each for a rug for it. So compared to the $28 for the pre-cut. So this definitely cutting your own would be cheaper. So that's something to think about too when you're looking into this. Some of you probably might be more familiar with fabric stores and what they sell and things like that, and working with batting, especially all you quilt makers, which I have yet to make my quilt. It is sitting over there. And November 1st, I have to cut my squares because I'm making my first ever rag quilt. And it's something that I've been wanting to do forever. And I got the material and I have it all figured out. And I even have it all, I washed my material for the first time. I was like, I gotta wash it, you know. I know it's a big do you, don't you kind of thing. But I washed the material. I'll show you. I have it sitting out because I am ready to start it. So it's got the pinks and the greens in it, like how I did my Jelly Roll handbag. I love those colors. So it has all this. And I have it all ready. I'm really excited to do that. So those of you that are familiar with batting and stuff like that, I'm sure you know what to look for. But for those of us that aren't familiar, I wanted to do this video so that we could just kind of dive in and look at it and figure out cost and what is what and how to do things. So let's dive in and let's open them up and we're going to compare them. I'm going to feel them. I'm going to see like the thickness of them and how they feel. And then I'm going to go ahead and get them in some material showing you how they fold up, what it looks like folding it up, and then also what it looks like after I sew the tube, so we can compare and just see if we can even tell. All right, I have my different pieces here. Let's see. So we have the cheapest one here off Amazon. And then we have the next size up here, the next price-wise up, I should say. So they look similar, but feeling-wise, this one is softer and feels to me like it's got a little bit more fluff to it. And these ones here, this one's the Basel and this one's the Pellin. You can see texture-wise, this one's softer. This one has more texture to it. And thickness-wise, this has more density to it, like. So, I'm not sure how... This one looks like it's a little bit more thicker to me. Alrighty, I have them all laid out here with the fabric I'm going to use to make a coaster, and I have them going from least expensive to most expensive. So starting out here, we have the cheapest one off Amazon here. It's the cotton polyester blend, so you can see how it looks here. And then I'm going to sew it up here so you can see what it looks like. Now I see it's probably hard to tell, you know, because you can't feel this really, but I was just hoping that you could get like a visual to kind of see what they look like here once I sew them all up together into a fabric tube and then into the coaster. Here is the second one. This is the batting I use off Amazon, the cotton polyester blend here, and it looks very similar to the first one. The only difference I can tell is just with the feeling and when folding the fabric up, that there's just a slight difference. And again, like sometimes different brands, the quality may differ with different rolls too. So I have had very good luck with this one here. The previous one, the first one, I have bought different ones and they have, there was some variation. So that can happen too. So it's just something to think about too when you're purchasing things. Then when I went to use the next one, I decided to put both of the little fabric tube makers on here. I have the Gypsy tube maker here on the left, and then I have the Clover on the right. Now this is the batting that I cut by the yard here, that I cut myself, and it is a lot more thicker. It's 100% cotton. Both of these, I almost felt like the Clover was a little bit more easier to use, but then I kept going back and forth, and then it really seemed a lot similar, but both of them is a lot more difficult to put through the tube maker. It's just a lot more bulk in there because it is just slightly a little bit more fluffy. So you can see here what it looks like. It's definitely more thicker and dense. This one, the third one, the Pellin 100% cotton. Now, I definitely could tell a difference when sewing this up. It was a lot more thicker. My seam guide there is lifted up more higher, and it just felt like it was a lot more work on my machine having to go through it. I wasn't too impressed with it. I was kind of nervous with it, like sewing through that thick of it, but it was working fine. Again, I haven't had a lot of experience with this, but I know many people use batting that they cut themselves and it works well for them. So I think it comes down to personal preference overall. This is the Basel. This is 100% cotton as well. I found that it wasn't too much thicker than the ones that I work with. It had a little bit more, I think, a fluff to it, a little bit more thickness, probably slightly. I don't know. It was really hard to tell the difference. So here we go. I did it from left to right again, the cheapest, and then all the way over to the most expensive. So I was trying to get a visual here so you could kind of like see, like, can we see a difference, you know, with the fabric tubes once they're sewn up? So this is the cheapest fabric with the polyester blend. And then the next one that I like, they look the same to me. Now this one here was the two cotton. The third one in was the super thick one, and then the Basel on the right. They look a lot alike to me. I mean, if there's a difference, it's very slight. I think they're, you know, obviously there's got to be a difference. It is, you know, the one is a lot thicker, just feeling, but visually, I don't think it's really that far off, honestly. It's just my opinion. I just was surprised, you know, I was expecting more of a difference. All right, here is the cheapest one here, made with the fabric and the batting. Then we have the next one up on Amazon. These ones are the cotton polyester blends. This is the one that I usually use. So next up we have the next affordable one. It's the Pellin, the huge 10-yard one that you got to cut yourself. This one here was a lot more firm and stiff. I know it's hard to tell because it's a video, but feeling it, this is a lot more stability to it. I mean, these are still good, don't get me wrong, but like you can just feel the difference touching and hanging on to this. And then the next one is the Basel Pre-Cut 100% cotton roll. So these ones are 100% cotton. These are the cotton polyester blends. So you can see what this one looks like. This one surprisingly wasn't as thick as I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be like super thick and super hard to work with. That actually was the thickest, and I did not really care for it. I mean, I don't know. I haven't played with it enough to know, but just doing it, it might just be because it's different, but it was just, it's a lot more stiffer. So I don't know if I like it or not. It's just different, you know what I mean? So overall, my opinion, really, they are a lot alike, honestly, to me. They seem very similar, even just comparing this one to this one, feeling it and stuff, it honestly, to me, feels exactly the same, these two. This one here, this one too, feels pretty much the same as these ones, feeling it and moving it and stuff like that. This one here, I definitely can tell a difference. It is a lot thicker. So if you're looking for maybe more poofy and a thick, or you can tell more, I mean, honestly, in my personal opinion, it's being on the floor and feeling it. I don't know if I would even, I mean, I'm very particular sensory-wise, but I honestly don't know if it would make that much of a difference, personally, in my opinion. But this is the only one that strikes a big difference out of the three to me. This one's slightly thicker than these two, so like in thickness it goes, this is the thickest, then this one, then this one, then this one. But they're very, very close. So it's going to come down to possibly, honestly, price. So you have this one here is the cheapest. This one here comes in at about $7.50 a roll, and then you can make one 40 strip jelly roll rug with that. And then the same here. This one here comes in at about $11.50 each a roll. Obviously, prices may fluctuate. Then you have the Basel. That one here I was able to get for $28 for the roll. And then here I calculated it, if I cut it up and I get the 50 yard roll like this, it would be about $19 each for that. So that's price-wise. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or if you have any opinions or things that you've used, let me know. I would love to hear. Thank you guys for watching.